And hello to all friends, potatoes are with you. And today I'm going to show you how to make the best fish farm in Minecraft 1.17. It will produce about 6,000 fish per hour. But before you start watching, be sure to subscribe to me and click on the bell so as not to miss new videos. Well, to build this farm, you need a lot of building blocks, a lot of magma, quite a lot of gates of any kind, not necessarily oak. You'll also need quite a lot of ice and lots of activated rails. You will also need as many as 36 ordinary rails, 40 levers, 2 funnels, 4 chests, 2 repeaters, 2 comparators, 2 red torches, and finally, 2 loading trolleys. We take it all and move on to construction. Well, first, it will be necessary to determine the place of construction, because it will need to be built not anywhere, of course, not somewhere on land, but in the sea. And you will need to find such a biome, which is called the onion warm ocean. That is, look at this warm ocean, where all sorts of fish fugues and the like live. That is, look how different it is, quite so light. Here we have an ordinary ocean, and this one is warm. This is where we will build this farm. Next, let's take the building blocks, and it will be necessary to build a platform like this here, once, twice, and at this height. Look at this. Let me break it down and build it here, once, twice, already 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And it will be necessary in general to make such a platform 20 by 20 square. That is, here we wrap up and build 19 more blocks in this way, and then we connect it all, and then fill in this whole square. Then, we choose one of the sides, let's say this one, and here we put 1, 2 blocks, and then from the same side only from another corner, we put 2 more blocks. Then we go over here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on the 10th, we put a block here, and put another block here. Then we go to the other side, and put a block on this side. We can break the block that was on the bottom. As a result, it turns out like this. Then, you will need to take a lot of rails, both ordinary and gold. And let's start putting them on the right side first. Let's start right from here, where we put 2 blocks, and put a lot of gold right in a row in this way. And in the end, we bring them, but not to the end, because here we will need to wrap them up. And in this way we will continue to put them. Here we have reached another side. Now we wrap it up again and put them on again. And so you will need to do until you reach the block over there. And finally, the last twist, and we bring it right up to the block, so that the trolley that will eventually ride there rests against this block. Now we are doing the same thing only from the other side, and absolutely mirrored. That is, again, we start with this block here. We put the golden rails here, that we eventually wrap it up in this way with 2 rails. And we conduct everything and bring it back to that block. And that's finally what we get. Next, let's go to one of our corners, where 2 blocks are configured, and take the following. This is a chest, a block, and so far we will put a comparator. Here is a chest 1, 2, that turned out to be double. Here we will put a block, and here a comparator. Then, we take another funnel, a red torch, and a repeater. You will need to do the following. Put a funnel right on top of the chest here, so that the comparator reads the entire signal from the funnel. Then we put a block here. On this block, we put a growth repeater that looks towards the funnel. Then, we put a red torch here, and we put a block on this red torch, so that the repeater lights up. And finally, you will need to put another block here, and a golden rail on the funnel so that it lights up. Now the same thing will need to be done only from the other side and absolutely mirrored. Let me do it quickly. I put 2 chests here. Then I'll put a funnel on the chest. Here we have a block, and here there will be a comparator. There is a block in front of the comparator. Here is a red torch. Here is another block. Here you will need to put another repeater. Here is a block, and finally an energy rail. Now we take many levers and fly to the other side, opposite from all of our under mechanisms. We go almost to the very end, and look, you will need to put these levers right under the last rails with gold. That is, here they are. Here the last rails are standing. We are not going to put anything here. We are interested in energy rails right now. We go here from below, and put the levers here, and activate them, so that each energy rail lights up. And that's what we get. We still have as many as 20 levers left, and we will need to move to our one of the corners, and look, where we are going to end the signal now, that is right here, we will need to put another line of levers only from below. Here we have again the last rails that are not lit already, and we put them here, here, and so on, respectively, until the very end. And now all the rails are active. Now, we will need to take a lot of building blocks, and also a lot of magma. We go to one of the corners, and put a square block right here, right in the very corner of our entire platform. Next to it, we put magma here, and magma here. Then there's a block, magma here, a block, magma block, and so we do it all around the perimeter, and in the end, we fill in the whole thing to get another platform, only this time in a staggered order of blocks and also magma. So far, we are getting such a perimeter. Now I'm going to have to fill it all out. Unfortunately, I didn't do it with this in any way, so I have to do everything manually. Phew, I finally did it, and you should get such a platform. Then, we will need some more building blocks. You can make them out of ordinary ones. But I'd rather take some glass so that it's just more beautiful. And you will need to do the following. Look, we are retreating here, and it will be necessary to erect walls with a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also 6 blocks. And so, it will need to be done around the perimeter to get such a type of aquarium. And that's what should happen. Now the whole thing will need to be filled with water. See how I advise you to do. Take the best ice, and start building such columns here. We're not going to do it all with might and main, of course, this cavity, but only on 2 sides. That is, here we will let one go, and also here such a line of pillars made of ice. And in fact that's it. You won't need anything else to fill this pool, because it is important for us to make sure that each block has exactly a block of water, and not a flowing block. You look, we put such columns on the building blocks, and not on magma, and then you will definitely succeed. That's how you should get it. And when you break all these blocks with a pickaxe, just so that water pours out of them, then it will connect, turn into endless sources, and eventually this whole cavity will fill up. And that's what will happen in the end. And now let's take a look at what must necessarily be inside. Look, this whole magma should be active, and thus attract all objects and also mobs to the bottom. By the way, it all looks pretty nice from the inside. Then, we dive right into all this water, and take these gates, and put them on each building block. It is construction, and not on mag. And do not forget to open them. The knife will be simple, so everything is all the bottom. Not only around the perimeter, but also on the entire bottom. It will turn out again, in this staggered order. That is, you have a gate, and there is a block of air, or rather water. And finally, the last gate. That's it. I put down the whole bottom of it, and that's how you should get it. It looks quite interesting. And in fact, the whole farm is ready. It remains only to do the following. This is to put a loading trolley here, and let it go there, and also on the other side, a second loading trolley, and let it go in that direction. They will ride down there, and collect all the loot through these blocks. That's how literally every block should be passed, because we put rails under each block, so that the trolleys would go there, and assemble everything perfectly. Hop look, he's reached the end, and is now going back. And so it will be forever. But now, we have one more thing left to do. This is the aft zone, that we were there somewhere from above, aft left, and here the fish were remembered, died, gathered, and in general, the farm was working. And for this, let's do the following. Let's say we put so many blocks here, somewhere up to the middle, where we probably have a middle somewhere here. Let's break it all down. Here, I will make such a small platform here, and then let me take for convenience what they are called. Here's the stage, and it will be necessary to put them up like this, as many as 53 pieces. That is, 1, 2, 3 and so on, up to 53. That is, it should be the 27th height. Here you can see I have 27 written now. I can turn off the F-trim. And let's make such a small glass booth here. Just so that no phantoms and others, both of you, you never know what kind of both will still be. Do not kill us. Hop like this, and I'll make this lid on top. That's it. Now here we are going to shit, and wait until our farm is working. Look, I stood there a little bit, and you can see that the fish have already filled up here. They will die about this magma that we put there. As a result, their drop will naturally be attracted down. Here he is by the way, you can see, and here he will be all going. By the way, you can already see quite a lot of fish here, just like here. And really just a huge amount, when I stood there from above, probably well, less than a minute. And this suggests that this farm is just incredibly efficient. Well, there was a potato with you. Be sure to subscribe, like, write comments, and also click on the bell so as not to miss new videos.